Okay, everybody. I'm going to be doing a little video today on some maintenance items. So this video is going to be on cleaning out the secondary air tube on a pristine gasification series by Crown Royal. Okay, so before I get started, this is our air box in the back. Okay, this damper flap, it gets pulled up by that solenoid, and that's where the air for the primary burn chamber and the secondary air down here is injected. There's a small pipe, you can kind of see it right there, that goes into the bottom of this air box, and that's what sucks the air down through a pipe down into here, up into the refractory to get the secondary air to the nozzle. So it's really not as confusing as I probably just made it sound. Inside of here, that tube can get clogged up. I noticed yesterday that mine is clogged. I haven't touched it all year. Now, it's still gasifying fine, but it's probably not getting the regulated amount of air that we need down to the secondary nozzle. Any brand of stove where the air is taken into the stove is going to have issues from time to time with a little bit of creosote, and it's going to need some maintenance. It's very simple. This whole process in real time is probably going to take me 10 minutes. So my next step is I'm going to take a needle nose, pliers, and I'm going to bend that cotter key out right there. I'm going to pull it out that way so I can take this flap off. All right, everybody, I took my needle nose pliers, popped the cotter key out, or pin out here. Okay, see that? It just slides in through there into that hole. So you can just remove this plate. Now, this is where I want everybody to see what I was talking about. This air box here gets creosote built up in it, okay? Now this is normal because this is where the air is inletted to the stove. It's that they made this big box back here like that for a reason. It can pool water, it can pool creosote and really not affect much. But you see that mound right there? There is a pipe underneath of that goes down to the secondary air, and as you can see, that's completely clogged. Okay, so once in a great while, everybody, you're gonna wanna check this. This has been, well, a couple months into burning here, and it's clogged for me. So I'm going to clean this off now and show you the results. All right, now as you can see, you guys can see the pipe in there. That's for the secondary air. Now you can see the exposed pipe, and you can see it's still full of creosote. So what I did is I took a piece of metal strapping. That's what I use. Put it in my drill chuck, and I'm going to run it down through there and clean that out. And then I'm also going to take this bottom door off, and I'm going to show you guys where it connects, and we're going to verify that everything's clean. So, again, this is the back air box, general maintenance. All right, everybody, I'm just about to start. I took off my easy back hatch back here, and I want to show everybody this cup. So the steel tube that runs from the air box runs right down here and drops into this cup. It's held on by this bolt. It's a 9/16 bolt. So what you want to do is you want to unscrew this bolt and pull this cup out. That's what I'm going to do next. All right, as you can see, I loosen this bolt, and now you see this cup is loose. Now you can stick your hand right behind it here. See that long pipe? That pipe runs into the refractory. That's what gives the air into the secondary refractory. So you can just pull this right out. Okay? Pull that right out. You can see the little bit of fly ash we had down in there. Not much. Little crusties. Dump that cup out. Okay. See that tube is nice and clear. If you guys can see that. Whoops. Well, that tube's nice and clear. There you go. That tube's nice and clear. Okay, now you see the hole up there for the refractory? Right back there, right up there is the hole for the refractory. That's where that pipe's going to slide back in when we're all done. Now I'm going to take this cover back off. I put the damper plate back on because it's starting to smoke. I'm going to pull this off, and I'm going to run this wire strapping down through that tube to quickly clean it. All right, everybody, I cleaned that pipe out coming down. As you can see, all the chunk creosote that was stuck in there. I'm going to hit this fan button in a minute. All right, I just hit the fan so you guys can get a look at the pipe, okay? Now it's nice and clean. And I'm gonna scrape out some of this creosote that's just sitting down here. Again, it looks way worse than it really is. That's pretty normal. So I'm gonna clean this all up. That's the next step. Okay, I got everything pretty decently cleaned out up there. I'm gonna run my scraper down through there one more time. Like I said, I'm not worried about the creosote that's sitting on the bottom down there. That has no effect on the stove. That's why they make this air box so big. Now, if I had creosote all the way up to there, it'd be a different story, but end of the year cleaning, I just wanted to get that tube clean for right now, as you guys can see. So we're almost there. All right, everybody, I got some smoke coming out of there because the cycle just shut down. I've been hitting my reload button over and over. So I'm going to stick my cup now, putting that right back up in there. Gonna reach up in here and fish that right back up into there. And now that that's nice and solid, the next thing I'm going to do is tighten up that bolt. Okay, my cup and rod are all put back in there. I'm going to put the cotter key back in up here, and we're going to call it good. All right, we're all back and functional. Back hatch door is back on. I just hit the load button. One last thing you guys want to make sure you do, and I should have done this before I put this flapper back on. Every so often, you need to run a paint scraper on this matting surface right here, okay? You want to make sure you're keeping this matting surface nice and dry. Whoops, nice and dry, creosote free. Now, I've never had mine bind up this year. Not once is this plate. This plate has a lip on it, okay? All the way around to prevent creosote from sticking. But you still want to run a paint scraper just like such. Just touch up those matting surfaces. You can even put some anti-seize on there if you really want to, but I haven't found it necessary. Just make sure they stay nice and clean, creosote free. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Cotter keys back in and we're all set to go. Just wanted to share this video with you. Hopefully it was helpful. Now in real time, this all took me about 5 to 10 minutes. And this is probably something you want to check mid-season. Yeah, so secondary air tube clean out, and just a little preventative maintenance on keeping this matting surface clean. If you keep this matting surface clean, these solenoids won't burn out.